Hello everyone, we've got a nice question here about turning points and stationary points. So it says the curve C has the equation y is equal to 5x to the fourth minus 24 x cubed plus 42x squared minus 32x plus 11. Okay, find dy by dx and d2y by dx squared. So that's really nice. So let's get started on that super nice bit. Okay, so y is equal to 5 x to the 4 minus 24x cubed plus 42x squared minus 32x plus 11. Okay, just make sure that we can all see that, everybody. All right, now let's differentiate that. So our dy by dx is therefore going to equal 20x cubed minus 72x squared plus 84x minus 32. So that's part 1. Part 2, our d2y by dx squared is going to equal 60x squared minus 144x plus 84. So that's part 1 and part 2 done. That's super nice. Now part B, verify that C has a stationary point at x equals 1. So a stationary point is when dy by dx is going to equal 0. Okay, so let's go to our dy by dx when x is equal to 1. So we're going to have dy by dx is going to equal 20 times by 1 cubed minus 27 times by 1 squared plus 84 times by 1 minus 32. Okay, and then when we work that out, lo and behold, it's 0. So we've verified for the 1 mark for B part 1 that there is a stationary point. Now part 2, it says, show that this stationary point is a point of inflection, giving reasons for your answer. There are, in fact, 3 different approaches that we could take here, okay, depending on whether we're using year 12 or year 13 knowledge. If we were going to approach this with year 12 knowledge, what we would do is we would show that the gradient function is the same a little bit before and a little bit after. Okay, so we could basically evaluate dy by dx just before and dy by dx just after. So this is like, I'm going to write down here, this is the AS approach. Okay, we know that dy by dx is 0 when x is equal to 1, so we know we have a stationary point. So let's consider when x is equal to 0.8 a little bit before, and let's see what dy by dx is going to be then. Okay, and I think, you know what, just to save our time, let me program this into the old calculator. So I'm going to go to, what am I going to do to program that into the calculator? Right, let's think. So we're basically, our function for dy by dx is, let's go back to it. Our dy by dx function, here it is, this one here. Okay, so we're going to have just 20 times by, we're going to start off with 0.8, 20 times 0.8 cubed, 0.8 to the power of 3, minus 72 times by 0.8 squared, 0.8 squared, plus 84 times by 0.8 minus 32, okay, is minus 16 over 25. So when we're just a little bit before, we found out that our dy by dx is minus 16 over 25. Let's now consider just a little bit after the stationary point and see what happens there. So I'm just going to keep all this programmed into my calculator, but just go back, and everywhere there's a 0.8, I'm just going to change it into a 1.2. Okay, so where am I? Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. There we go, delete, 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 1.2 across, and change this one also into 1.2. There we go, 1.2. And then finally, I think this one here, there we go, delete, 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 to change that one to 1.2 and press equals, and we're still negative, okay? So our dy by dx at that point is minus 8 over 25. Now, what we've got here, if you recall from our AS knowledge, is we've essentially established here that we have something. I mean, it's you know, it's a quartic, so, and it's a positive quartic, so it's something like that. But basically, we're just talking about at the point 1 that we've got a point of inflection. So, oh gosh, in fact, it's kind of like hard to know. Perhaps this quartic, you know, looks more something, you know, like this. It's kind of hard to see what this quartic's going to look like. But basically, what we found is, in a sort of generic kind of picture, we've got a portion of the curve where we have a negative gradient just before, 0 at the stationary point, a negative after. Okay, so this is sufficient to say that we have a point of inflection, because we've got negative gradient before, negative gradient after, and 0 at the point x equals 1. Okay, so that's our AS approach. Now let's consider our A2 approach to this. Now our A2 approach is going to be, for A2, a point of inflection is when you have a change of sign in the second derivative. Okay, so what we need to do for A2 is think about d2y by dx squared just before. So let's again consider at 0.8. And our d2y by dx squared was 60 x squared minus 144x plus 84. Okay, so we're going to consider that just a little bit before and just a little bit after. Now, when we work out this at 0.8, it turns out to be 7.2, which is greater than 0. And then we're going to consider it just a little bit after at 1.2. So our d2y by dx squared is going to equal, just a little bit after, is going to equal, it equals minus 2.4, which is less than 0. So we have a change of sign in the second derivative. So change of sign, therefore we have a point of inflection. Okay, so notice the distinction between the AS and the A2 approach. The AS approach was just simply to find the gradient just a little bit before and a little bit after. And when we did that, when we found the gradient just before and just after, the sign was negative, 0, negative, which meant that we had a point of inflection. But with A2, we took the second derivative, and the definition of a point of inflection in A2 is when there's a change of sign in the second derivative. Okay, so that's not often tested, that bit, but that's quite useful to know. I did say there was 3 approaches. I'm not really going to go into too much detail about the third one, but the third one is if you take the third derivative, and if the third derivative is not equal to 0, then that means that there is a point of inflection as well. But personally, I would just stick with this A2 method or the AS method. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you're finding these videos useful, do remember to like and subscribe to the channel. That's going to help me keep on growing the channel and making more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.